Hello, and welcome to this first episode of Planet Zoo with me, Liam Ski. I hope you're doing awesome. Now, I used to play this game a fair amount when it first came out. I haven't played it in a long time. I do have some zoos, I do have some career stuff, but we are going to go through career mode again, just to get my mind around everything, just to remember how everything goes, and you know, just show you guys about the game, I suppose. I love this game purely because of the animal side of things. And I say I love this game even though I haven't played it for a long time, but lots of things have happened since then and now. So let's get started. Let's start on the very first scenario, which is Goodwin House. Renovated and renamed after its purchase by Bernard Goodwin in the 80s, Goodwin House has since become one of the most respected zoos in the country. More recently, it has undergone a further renovation to update many of the habitats and facilities, but due to various issues, the work hasn't quite been completed, which is where you come in. Let's do it. And let's just keep the difficulty at medium.
Heyo at Hematu. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets. As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you in at the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker, and she'll expect you to be, too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
Hello there. From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals? We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
Alrighty.
Did you know that grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year? Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too. Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel. This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel?
I already did.
Now,
sorry, I went too
I
went too quick.
Look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it. Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
There we go, they're over here. Lions.
Panthera leo leo, or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride, although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely why I handle the training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives?
Whoa.
Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
This is not a lazy lion like you normally see in zoos. Empty habitat, okay. over here.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for animals, but it's missing a certain something.
Animals?
Well, two somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them.
Ooh,
To adopt
warthogs.
animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Okie dokie. Animal
There
trading.
we are, a pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Adopt from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Okay, let's adopt them.
When you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade centre, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens,
Let me
you
guess.
are.
Centre
So
Zoo.
how about you move them into their new home? When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade centre, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade centre's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action. Well, as you can see, those caretakers
God,
don't
look at his
hang about.
hairstyle.
They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat. But I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health. Right, let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information.
This one's got a ginger hairstyle going on.
Let's start
That's
by
pretty cool.
making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Feeding trough. And a water bowl.
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
Okay. Mud bath. Oh my life, they'll like this.
Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see.
I appreciate that.
Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a feral
Oh,
state.
is he gonna use it straight away?
Unfinished thingamajigs
No.
and
Oh,
what sits all
maybe.
over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Oh, look at all the animals. I love them. Oh, okay. Here we go. Ostrich habitat, did she say? Sorry, Nancy, I didn't hear a
Before we
word.
actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause the game. Just click the pause button in the bottom right corner. Ah, that's more like it. A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way.
I know.
Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built.
Oh, okay. You want
Okay.
it paused. Gotcha.
Job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
Okay. Will that work? No. Oh, okay. I'll put it on the wall. Gotcha. Wow. It's definitely been a while. Okay.
Right.
Bosh.
Let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches.
Alright.
I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Brick barrier. Gotcha. Excuse me. Sorry, people. Let's curve it around. And can we make it straight? Kind of. It's not very straight, but Wow, it's not straight at all. Actually, let's start that again. I want this to be as straight as possible. There we go. Now we can swerve it around. Hopefully.
Good
Perfect.
work. Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier. Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in. There we go. Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box.
Okay.
You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them.
Okay.
By the way, as well as pausing the game, you can speed the game up by clicking on the fast forward button. It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster. It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate or for animals to be delivered to your habitat. Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish. All right, you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get 4 of them in here.
I was just thinking, can I not add... Okay, I guess not. That's not very much place to... Okay. 4 of them, gotcha. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be a busy boy, isn't he? 3 females. Storage, and then send them to zoo, I guess, right? Yeah.
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item. It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
Okay, I would if you let me build more barrier stuffs. But you're not letting me. Oh, hold on. No, it's not. Damn. Okay. Habitat. That's the enrichment. Now we need actual... Okay, we can use the same thing as well as the warthogs. And a water trough. There we go. Oh!
Oh, good to see the ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour? Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Whoa. Oh, they are quick, aren't they?
Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did you do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
Okay.
You'll need to rotate the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
I remember how to rotate, thankfully. Bosh! I did it.
This keeper hut only has space for 1 keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind
I should have
that
put the
keeper
thingy
huts
over
and
here,
other
shouldn't
staff
I?
facilities
The gate.
shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness. Negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
Okay. Oh, that thing she said about the are not placing facilities and stuff near where guests go because they don't like seeing them. I disagree. I think that's a bit odd because there are zoos where you see all the food prep and everything, and I find that fascinating, to be honest,
Now,
personally.
the reason everything has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So, once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off. Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
the
get on
hippos
to
are
your
here.
next
Look at
objective then.
this. Look at
Bengal
this.
tigers. We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
Oh, this is cool, look. Very cool. Alright, sorry. Plot of land. Okay, there we go. Yep. I'm here.
Righty, your next job is to build a habitat from scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So, go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
Gotcha.
Oh, and make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Gotcha. We won't do concrete. We'll do Oh, there's a thingy I remember on here. Will it allow me to do it? There's a thing where it's goes along the side of the. Maybe not. I swear there was. Oh, that's for the path. Okay, it won't do it for the. So with the path, you can. It shows a thing where it will go along the habitat fence, but it doesn't do it for the habitat fence. It doesn't do it the other way around, which is a bit odd. But okay. We'll just do this. We'll just follow it all the way around. It's a Bengal tiger after all, so it's got to be big, right? Giggity. It's a bit too long. There you go. Back to, what was it, 8 in length. Got to go down in length again, even shorter. Oh, you don't want it crazy long. What? Okay. How's it obstructed? Really? That's okay. Let's try that again. Whoops. Go back in slightly. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. It's still obstructed. That makes no sense to me. Oh, because it goes angular there? That's a bit weird, isn't it? It's a bit touchy. It's a little bit touchy, that. Alright, what about now? There we go. It's not being moody now. Lovely. Okay, that's got to go down to probably 6, not 5, 6 meters. There we go. And then it can go back to 8. Bosh! Bosh! Nearly done. I can sense that we're nearly back at the beginning. There we go. Boom. Okay. Oh yeah, we need glass as well, so... make that glass. And I guess we better make around here glass as well, right? And maybe here too. There we go. Cool. What else did it want me to do? Objectives. Habitat gate. There we go. Habitat gate. Where's the nearest zookeeper hut? Oh, it's right there. Right? Yeah. Okay, so if we do the keeper hut right here, that'll be perfect, right? Oh, I've put I've just realised.
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think? The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode. Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool.
Sorry, Nancy. Way ahead of you.
Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a height of at least 3.7 meters.
3.7, blimey, they do jump higher.
Now that the habitat is in place,
what is
don't
that?
forget to put down a donation
it's a
box
balloon.
near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get. Especially as these tigers aren't exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
Donation bins.
Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate's in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Why won't it let me? I need to have more than one adoption thingy, my blob. Okay. Oh, nice. Whoa, they're expensive, huh? Wow. Wowee. Just as well we've got the monies, huh? Right, Centre Zoo. Bosh.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival. We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Suitable feeding station. Okay. Habitat, right? Yeah. Food tray large. Yeah, because they want their meat. Let's put the meat right here. Oh. Let's start again because I made that go above. Ugh. Okay. There we
This
go.
time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink.
I see it.
There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain
Bosh.
and selecting the water tool.
Wow. There we go.
Yes,
Whoa,
that'll do
look at them
nicely.
go.
Of
Whoa.
course, just like the warthogs
going
and
straight for the
ostriches,
water, look.
these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why
Thirsty
don't
work.
you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
Okay. Enrichment. Frozen blood pumpkin. Yummy. Oh, a rubbing pad. That works.
Okay, it's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely the bad weather. Although given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on,
If we're in
add a
England,
shelter
why are
to
we
their
doing
habitat.
dollars? I'm just
You can either
saying.
build one from various suitable bits
I'm
and
just
bobs, or
saying,
if you
Nancy.
Like, just
Nancy.
pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
Why are we doing it in dollars if we're in the UK right now? That's all I'm saying, okay? It's all good. I'm just, you know. Oh, blimey. Okay. We'll stick this shelter here, shall we? Right out the back so it's not covering any... Oh. It's floating a bit.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel.
Okay.
Rightio. Click on the terrain tab.
Terrain.
That way you can view the terrain
there's too
information
much
and see how they
long
feel
grass.
about the different types of
Okay.
terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this
Soil.
habitat. Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
Oh, and now I've got rid of some short grass. Excuse me. We've got to get rid of that long grass.
Right then, all animals
There we
need
go.
plants and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat.
They do not
To
like
get
what
a
they've
perfect
got.
fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. Environment.
Now, as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want.
Yeah, I'm removing them. I see that's a lot easier to do.
You can find all of the plants you need in the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
Rainforest or temperate? So tropical, right? Yeah. Okay. Wait. Ooh. 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 Oh, nice. Does that mean they're gonna like this? No. But what about this? Hang on. What? Okay. What about this? Okay, they like this. Okay, good, 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 good. All right, we've got somewhere. Let's put some trees over here as well. Right, what else can we have? Oh. What's a big tree as well? Let's put that in there. Any bushes? Plants? Okay. I'm sure they don't mind this. Let's just put that on the edge there, so it's not just manky wall. How much do we have to put down? Oh, increase plants' welfare to 90%. Gotcha. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let's cover that rock coming through. What else do we have? The hookthorn's interesting looking. Oh, they don't like the hookthorn. Okay. Bengal bamboo. You guys have to like the Bengal bamboo, surely. It's your name. Oh. Yeah.
They say that good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Right. Let's head over to the Indian peafowls.
Okay.
I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
Indian peafowls. Oh, there they are. Okay.
Now then, just find one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese.
True.
Expand their social welfare, and we can get a bit more detail.
Social group.
Now,
Too
they've
few.
clearly got
Okay.
plenty of space, and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top of their information panel to see what's wrong. Right, as you can see, the peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Off you pop to the animal market then.
Okay. Perfect. They're all there, ready and waiting to be put into place. Centre Zoo.
Good
Bosh.
work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered soon. But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy.
Oh
Let's
dear.
head over there and see what's wrong with her.
What's wrong, snow leopard?
Just like
Doesn't
people,
look very snowy
animals
around
can
here.
suffer from stress if things aren't quite right. You know, like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag. In the case of these snow leopards,
There you
they're a
go.
bit stressed by their lack of
I
privacy.
knew it. Look, before I even saw
You
it.
can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barrier by their cave for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you?
Oh
This
yeah.
will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
That's done. Not a
Of
cheap
course, when
option.
an
It's
animal
50.
isn't in
So
its natural biome,
you
it's
can
probably
see them
going to be
there,
too hot or
but-
too cold.
oh yeah, that's much better.
Unsurprisingly for the
Look,
snow leopards, it's too hot.
it's quite
Even
nice.
with the terrible British weather.
Quite a nice
You
little
should
home.
help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat. But let's start by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat.
Temperature heat map.
As you can see, we already have one cooler in there, Let's
Okay.
pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can.
Okay.
Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered.
Okie dokie. Good to know. Oh, look, look, it's changing. Ooh. How much does it? Oh, how much needs to be cool? Increase terrain welfare to 100%. I mean, let's put that there then.
You can find heat maps for all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and make good use of them.
Okay, that's one thing.
It'll take a little while for the temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters, but now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopards' terrain welfare.
Oh,
You
blimey!
see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that
That's
happen.
pretty cool, dude. Wow. I've played this game before and I don't remember seeing that. That's just wow. Okay. Grass long. Snow. Give him some snow. Where's all that long grass you don't like? Where's that long grass? Let's find it for you. Where is that long grass? Where is that long grass? There it is.
Well then,
There
all
we
of
go.
that should give you a pretty
Perfect.
good understanding of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and check on all the other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats.
Okie dokie.
That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole
Giant
zoo.
tortoise.
And
What's
that
wrong with her?
average welfare is a very important statistic.
I get it.
Now,
I
to quickly see how all your animals are doing in the zoo, you should go into zoo management and then into the animals section.
Oh, well, the plants it doesn't like. And then we need some sand and a bit more grass, long grass. So, sand. Let's shrink this a bit. No, not intensity, sorry. Size. Sand and what can we take down? Short grass. And then we're going to need some long grass as well. Okay, that's that. Now long grass. Long grass. What do we have too much of? Short grass, so. There we go, that's that sorted. And no hard shelter. Okay, so he needs a hard shelter. So, habitat. Animal burrow. Do they have burrows? No, I don't think they do. Do they? Filter species. Giant tortoise. Tortuga. Okay, we could give them that. We could give them... Whoa, that's very big. What if we give them this? There. Is that better? 36%. No, 20%. It's insufficient to cover all animals. Really? So we need more than one. Okay, we could put one over here as well then. Is that better? And we put the bedding on there? Oh. Okay. Insufficient shelter. Well, it's moving up and down, so I'm kind of stuck as to what their problem is here. There's only 2 of them. And they're still not happy with the hard shelter malarkey. I guess we'll have to do this one as well then. Is this gonna fill it up? There we go. That's better. Blimey, they are well fussy, these Tortugas. Okay, right, they're done. they're sorted. Exit that. Next up on the list, you should be happy now. Oh no, enrichment, sorry. Toy enrichment, okay. Toy enrichment. Ball. Food enrichment. Pumpkin? No. Herb scent. Okay. Oh, food enrichment. Here we go. Block of frozen fruit. Oh no, there's more than 2. Okay, I didn't see that there. Can we not? Okay, there's that. And then we'll put this one down here. There we go. That's sorted. Okay, now they're all sorted. Now we need to go... What's going on? Oh, protester things. I mean, they should be all good now. Right? Who else? Increase the average habitat species overall welfare to 90%. I mean, are they not happy now? The hard shelter is still 80 odd %. What on earth? That is insane. These look, they got 3 shelters and they're still not happy. That is madness. I'll give you another one, man, over here. And medium bedding. It's insane. It's got to be better now. Okay. Open zoo management to find a list of your animals. Find your animals here.
This
okay.
list shows you the animals' overall welfare. So if something's amiss,
Oh, we've
then
got to
you can
sort the
quickly
elephants
pop over
out
to them using
right
the
now.
locate button. Right. I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure all the animals are well looked after.
Food enrichment and toy enrichment for the elephantes. Okay. That should be fairly easy. Are they African ones? Yeah, of course they are. Look at the ears. Right. Enrichment. I know, guys. I know. There's one. There's 2. Whoa, that was weird. And toys as well. They've got a weather ball. They've got a weather ball. That little one will definitely play with that. Bit of water here. Bit of water here. To here. They got all sorts of stuff they can have, which is quite nice. And I thought I could place that then, but obviously not. What about that? There we go. Okay, that's sorted now, right? Now they're happier? Yeah, they're happier. Okay, next. Lemurs. Oh gosh, what's wrong with the lemurs? Stress. Social stress. I mean, it looks okay to me. What's going on? Is it that it's too busy, or...? They look fine to me. Oh, plants. Okay, plants. They haven't got a lot of plants. That's crazy. Okay. Oceania, by the looks of it. Okay, Oceania. Oh, Oceania. Why am I hearting that? This will hopefully cheer them up a bit with some more plants. More plants, more trees, more stuffs. What else have they got here? Whoa, these trees are huge. Mangrove. Give them a mangrove. Yeah. Staghorn fern's interesting. Sycamore is huge as well. What else have we got? Have we got any, like, little palms or something? Or what is this? Okay. Foxtail palms. Yeah, they've got lots of foxtail palms already in here, so that'll work. Oh, he's on there. I was wondering where that was coming from. Okay, are they happier now? Let's see if that's much better. Oh. Okay, well that's fine then. That's what it was. It was the foxtail palms. And I was just adding loads and loads and loads to make things worse for him. Okay, zoo. Anyone else who's unhappy? Looks like the warthogs aren't happy, but we just brought them in not too long ago. Welfare, nutrition, last meal quality. Really? I mean, shall we give them some nutrition? I mean, some enrichment stuffs. Come on, warthog. Cardboard box. Do they have any? Oh, they do. Small barrel feeder. And fruit spike tree. Okay. They do have a forage box they could have as well. There we go. That might cheer them up. Possibly. A meal quality thing I can't really help because the game won't let me fix that, I don't think, right now. Possibly. Oh no, it will. There we go. Grade 3 food quality. Wicked. Okay, right, next. Who else is... Whoa, okay, zebra and giraffe. Gotcha. Oh dear. What's the problem? Terrain and plants. Terrain and plants. Let's have a look. Terrain. Grass short and there's far too much soil. Okay, wow. That's really bad. Let's make that bigger. Get rid of as much soil as possible here, since they hate that. And they want some long grass as well. So I'll put some of the long grass on the edges. Well, some of the edges anyway. But we got to get rid of all the soil. There's so much soil, they really don't like the soil. Nearly done, I think. I'm just going to increase the size of that so we can get rid of as much soil as possible. Shrink it again. Nearly done. I can see the soil. Oh my god, there's loads over here. Wow. Okay, that's that. It was enrichment next, wasn't it? Oh, plants as well. Why are you giving them plants they don't like, dudes? I think if it's in green, we won't bother with it. That's fine. Enrichment. Okay. So we need enrichment for both giraffe and zebra.
Not bad.
Oh.
Not bad at all.
Or we don't.
I think it's fair to say that you've passed the first part of your training with flying colours.
Look at that.
There's still lots more to learn, but we'll have to head to another one of Bernie's zoos for that. If you want to grab your passport, we'll head off, shall we?
Nice. Okay. Well, I might as well stop it there, guys.
Sounds like you've got the whole zoo
When you
purring
stop
away
talking.
nicely. Well, purring, grunting, screaming, booming. All the appropriate noises. I guess I was right to hire you, huh? Don't tell her I told you, but Nancy wasn't sure you'd even last the morning. So, we're happy this is working out. And Nancy owes me a Foxy coffee. As strange as it seems, considering we just met, when I look at you, I feel like you're the child I never had. After the one I did have, obviously. But you see, zookeeping's not for my daughter. Don't get me wrong. Emma absolutely loves animals, but she set her sights somewhat higher. Wants to save the entire planet. I'll just settle for saving a couple of species. And maybe having a type of frog named after me.
Oh dear. His jokes are awful. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is the end of this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this, and leave some comments below for sure, and we'll go on to the next career mode job in the next episode. So until then, take care of yourselves out there. All the best. Bye bye.